Hi guys, this is Christy Fulk with Create with Christy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the US. Well, today I'm here with my monthly online card club. I come out with a video near the beginning of the month every month, and this one is going to be featuring the Autumn Expressions bundle. It's a brand new bundle that's in the September to December mini catalog. Now, I'll show you all the cards here in just a minute. The way my club works, it's subscription based and it is run through PayPal. It's $43.50 a month, and that includes everything except for the add-ons. And I'll tell you about the add-ons here in just a minute. But the base is $43.50 a month. And it is covered through PayPal, like I said. And if you don't have a PayPal account, that is okay. You just click that subscription button and give them the information that they need, like what card you're going to use, what account. And PayPal will charge that every month until you cancel or until you pause. So I'll show you these real quick. This is the first card. I always do the first cards video as a public video. That way I can explain how club works and everybody gets to see how the videos go. So this is what I'll be making here in just a minute. And these are the ones that only my club members are going to get the video for, and the PDF. I also give them a PDF with all the sizes and the pictures and the supply list so they can get everything together. So there's card number 2. And you can see that this is not just for autumn. That one can be for anything. Definitely still be for autumn, though, for Thanksgiving. And then this one right here. So those are the 4 cards. What they will get for their $43.50 a month is they'll get the card kits to make. Oop, I've got one hiding here. The card kits to make 2 each of those cards I just showed you. I do the embossing for them and any die cutting that is done with the die set that's not part of the bundle. So like I'm using the stylish shapes dies, and I will do the die cutting that I for the circles that I used for the second card with that for them. So they will get all of this. They will also get a full pack. This is not a full pack. It is mine, so I can go ahead and open it up and show you all the colors in it. They're so pretty, aren't they? And I don't remember all the colors off the top of my head, so I will write them at the bottom of the screen. But these are so, so pretty. And right now they're not available, but I got enough for my club members plus a few extra for any new people that sign up. So I should have plenty for the club. So they'll get a full pack of this. That is on the way. They actually shipped it. Then they'll also get a full roll of the Wild Wheat Rustic Striped Ribbon. This is a really neat ribbon, and you can kind of see through it a little bit there in the middle. It's just a really pretty ribbon. I like it a lot. And it goes really well with this autumn look. So they're going to get a full roll of that. And they will also get a half pack of the 6x6 paper that's in the same suite. The suite is actually called Splendid Autumn. And this is the DSP. Let me get these out of the way so I can show you, because I always like to show you the pictures. So like I said, it is a 6x6 pack with an artist watercolored these, and then they turned them into paper. I love it when they do that. They're so pretty. So this side will be the back side, and this side will be the front. Okay, so that way you can understand how I've got these laid out. Let me bring them down just a little bit so you can see them a little better. So it's this one with this side. Then we have this one with this side. I love all of the scenes on this. This one, I really like this one with the cherry cobbler. I love cherry cobbler, so I think that is a really pretty design. Then we've got these 2 here, and they will get 2 of each. That's the half pack. So they will still have plenty of this paper, there we go, when they're all done making their 2 cards. Well, actually 8 cards altogether, because it's 4 designs, 2 of each. I love the purple there. Isn't that gorgeous? We've got these 2. And then that. This, I love those flowers. I ended up not using this one in the cards, but that is one of my favorites, though. I really like that. Then this one. Another gorgeous one. I don't think there's one bad picture in this. Then this one. And last but not least, this one. So that is everything they will get for their $43.50 a month. Look at that half pack of the Splendid Autumn DSP, and DSP is Designer Series paper. They will also get the full roll of the Wild Wheat Rustic Striped Ribbon and a full pack of the faux glass dots and the card kits to make 2 each of the cards, of the 4 card designs that I made. And you'll get to see me make the first card, like I said, here in just a minute. And then as an add-on, This is optional. If they would like to get the bundle, here's the bundle. Really neat one. So many different things you can do with this. Since I only made 4 card designs, I only scratched the surface with what you can do with, especially this die right here. But this is the Autumn Expressions, and the bundle is $51.25, and that is all my club members pay. I pay the shipping and tax for them. So this is the $51.25, and that's it. I'll pay, like I said, that saves them 18% versus buying them on their own. So that's just exclusive to my club members. So if you do decide to join, subscribe, and then you can click on the add-on button that's on my card club page and fill out that registration form and let me know that you want this add-on. Also, there's another section. I've got 3 other add-ons that you can add on, like an adhesive add-on, some envelopes, things like that. You'll see that when you look at the registration form. So if you want to get all the information and or to subscribe and do your add-on, if you want an add-on, look down the video description and click on the monthly online card club link, and that'll give you all the information. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and get everything set up for the first card. And so from here on out, I'm just going to be doing the video just like I do for my card club members. That way you know how these exclusive videos go when they get the video for the other 3 cards. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, here's card number 1. And what you need to do, guys, go to the PDF that's in your email and look at card number 1 and get all your supplies together and come back and make this card with me. Okay, let's get started. Okay, first off, I'm going to bring the bundle out. And remember, you can also substitute with what other bundle that you have on hand. But if you've got this one, you got this as an add-on, then you're going to want to get this stamp out. Actually, all 3 image stamps out and the Grateful for You stamp. And then for the dies, we're going to need this one. This one die cuts the wood slice. Then we need this one, die cuts that leaf. And this one that die cuts the wheat. And then we're going to need this big one right here. So those are all the stamps and dies that you need to get out. Okay, now I want you to get your paper trimmer out because we're going to cut our DSP. So I happen to know that it's the last one. I remembered that when I showed you the paper here a minute ago. So this is one you want to get out. And we need a piece that is 3 by 2 3/4. So I liked having mainly just this down here. So I'm going to take this and go to 2 3/4 right here. Okay. So we're just getting that bottom part here. And then I'm going to cut this at 3 inches. So I'm going to use this one for the card I'm making, and then you can use this piece for your second card. And then we need to get some more out. We need the one that has that pretty cherry cobbler texture side. Oh, I think it's on this one because I remember the tree. Yes, this one right here. So the trees have the cherry color look to them too. That's the side that you want. And we need it to be a 1 by 5 1/4. So I am right-handed, so I always, when it's under a 1 1/2, I like to use my measuring part here on the right side of the blade. So I'm going to go to 1 inch. And I kind of liked it with the grains going up and down also. It can go across too. It doesn't really matter. And then 5 1/4 right here. So that is all I need for my first card. So like I've said before, I'm only cutting for my one card. If you're doing both your cards at the same time, double what I just did. So that's all the cutting of the paper we need to do. Okay, now it's time to cut your ribbon. You need a 2-inch piece. You probably can't see my measuring thing here, so I'll bring this up here. But take it, my word, that's the 2-inch mark. So I'll cut that. And then I need a 9-inch one. Go all the way to my 9 inches. And cut that. So that is for my one card. That is all we need to do here. So let's go ahead and get started with the card. Okay, now let's get some stamping done. So grab that half sheet of crumb cake. It's 8 1/2 by 5 1/2. And I want you to grab the wood slice and cherry cobbler. Just ink this up. And we'll stamp it here down in the corner. Now this is going to be enough for both of your cards, this piece is. And we are going to die cut a label out. And that's easier to die cut the label before stamping that greeting on. So that's all we're going to do for right now. So go ahead and close this up. I want to grab the piece of Cajun Craze that's in there. It's a 2 1/2 by 2. This is enough for both of your cards. I'm going to grab the leaf stamp and Cajun Craze. I'm going to stamp it right here. So this is the same color ink as the cardstock. There we go. So that is ready. Then I need to grab that smaller piece of Very Vanilla that's in the pack. This is a 1.5 by 5.5, and this is enough for both. I'm going to take the wild wheat. Here's the wheat stamp. Perfect color for our wheat. And there we go. And then one more thing I want to do with that wheat. Grab that inside piece. This is a 4 by 5.25 inch piece. And I'm going to stamp that wheat in the bottom left corner. And that's all the stamping I'm going to do for right now. We've got one more thing to do after, but right now we need to die cut. So get your die cutting machine out. Okay, if you have our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine for die cutting, you need the base platform, the thick one, number 1, the die plate, number 2, and a standard cutting plate, number 3. I want you to grab that big piece of crumb cake. I'm going to grab this die for it. And if you look real close, this one kind of is more of a pointed edge. And I'm going to look for the pointed edge here, and that looks a little more pointed than the rest of them. So let's see if that's going to line it up. And it does. That helped me be able to figure out which way to put this die on. I'm going to take some Post-it tape here. Now, if you don't own Post-it tape or you have Post-it notes, just use the adhesive part of the Post-it note. That'll work perfect. The other thing you could use is if you have that yellow painter's tape, that's the low tack. That one will work also. In a pinch, the blue one will work too, but sometimes it tears up the cardstock. But that low one should work. I have not tried the low. I will let you know. But somebody did tell me it works great also. But I love my Post-it tape. I can use it over and over and over again. And I've had the same roll for a couple years now. And I'm just getting to where I'm thinking I might need to get more. But there's still quite a bit there. We'll see. I bet it lasts another year. But when the tape starts to fall apart, that's when I change it out. So there is that. Oh, what I should have done. Let's look at this. I could have done this at the same time, but that's okay. Now I can explain this a little better. When you turn this over, I don't know if you can tell, this is a little smaller than this one. We want the larger opening though, okay? So I'm going to put this one right here. And if you're worried about it because it's kind of angling, since this is hanging off, I'm going to go ahead and just put one piece of tape just so it doesn't hang off too much. Make sure it's on the cardstock. Then we'll just run it through. I'm going to go ahead, I've got the cardstock all the way through. I'm going to go ahead and bring it all the way through again. Just since that die is hanging off, I don't want to hurt it any. Take this out, and this is the only piece that you're going to need. So just grab your label. And then this part here you can go ahead and throw away, or you can keep it for another card if you want to too. That'd be a neat frame. You could just cut along that score line, have a nice little frame too. So if you want to keep that, go right ahead, but all you really need for this card is this one. Now, I want you to grab the wheat that you die cut, and then I want you to grab that leaf that we stamped also. Those are the last two things we need to die cut. So we'll put the wheat in here. Make sure that you see these little strings of wheat here, stems actually. Make sure you still see those in that opening. That way you know you've got it lined up. Of course, I'm looking up here at the wheat at the top too. But there, make sure that you can see those two stems of the wheat. Then we'll grab the leaf. Make sure you see the stem at the bottom too. I always make sure I've got the top done, and then I look and see if I can see that stem down there. If I still don't see the stem, then I know it's not quite right. There we go. Get my Post-it tape on there. Put that standard kind of plate on top. That gets the right pressure so the die cutting machine will work. Get this out of the way. And there is this. Oh, the other piece. I was like, what happened to my wheat? But it's stuck to my, I'll get here in just a minute. There we go. There's your leaf. And here's what happened to my wheat. It was static cling. Go ahead and take this off. And there we've got that. So that is all the die cutting we need to do. So go ahead and put your die cutting machine away and we'll finish the card. Okay, now I want you to get your trimmer out again. Go ahead and get your arm out here. Actually, no, you don't need the arm. That's right. We'll go ahead and keep that closed. I was thinking I needed that. I want you to grab that piece of wild wheat. This is actually a little shorter than what we normally do for a card base. This is 7.5 by 5.5. So we don't want to fold this in half. So I'm going to score it at 4 1/4. So let's get both of these blades down. the one I'm going to be using is the light one. This is the cutting blade, so definitely get that one out of the way. So I'll just go ahead and do that. I'll keep the scoring one up there. I'm going to line this left edge up at the 4 1/4 inch mark. I'm going to go over it with the scoring blade a few times. I use a little bit of pressure so I get that nice score line. I'm going to turn this over because the part where the mountain of the score line is, that's actually the inside. Making sure that it looks straight, and it does. Looks like the edges are right along there. I'm still going to use my bone folder and get that. There we go. That looks good. I'm going to go ahead while we're at it. I'm going to grab the inside piece and grab that 1 by 5 1/4 inch piece of the DSP. I'm going to turn this over. If you want to use this side, you definitely could too. But I like just doing the red on this one. I'm going to grab my seal. Get some adhesive on here. Like so. And it's going to go right here. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and put this on the inside of the card. And yes, I made a boo-boo. Don't worry about that. I had to redo part of the video, so I used both pieces. Both sides, I mean. This is going to go right here on the inside. And there, now you can see why I made it shorter, because I want to be able to see that paper on the outside also. Now, let's grab that embossed piece that's in your kit. This is a 3 by 5 1/4. Grab the wheat type thing here. The 3-inch sides need to be on the top and the bottom. And this is going to go right across the bottom of the piece. Like so. I want the side that has all leaves to be on the top. So the part that has just plain cardstock on it, cover that part up with your DSP. Okay. Now, remember I had you cut a 2-inch piece? This is why I'm going to grab this quick. I'm going to put a strip of my seal right here. It's okay if it goes past like where I want it. If it goes a little longer, that is fine. It is going to be covered up. I do know I want it on this side. So this is the side now. I kept my finger there so I'd remember. I'm going to put this along here, making it a little bit longer. This end can be short. Put it right there on that adhesive. Bring this around, and it should catch on the adhesive put on the back. There we go. This part's going to be covered up. I didn't want to waste all of that because it's going to be completely covered up. So that's why I did it that way. Now we've got another piece of ribbon, and I got a little fancy with this. I didn't want it to be real thick. So you're going to end up using this on another card when we cut it up here. So I'm going to take my ribbon scissors, and I only need one for this card. See how there's 2 wild wheat strips on the ends? I am going to cut right between that cream colored strand and the wild wheat strip. And you're actually going to want to do, you can do both ends. Yes, you are going to want to do both ends. That's right. Because what we're going to do on another card, here, I'll stop here in just a minute. You're only going to be using this part. But right now, I'm just going to cut this along here, go all the way down until you get to the end. Okay, so just hold on to this for another card. Put that to the side. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tie this in a bow. So I'm right-handed, so I will start on the left end of the ribbon, because all the wrapping around is going to be on the right side. So that's why I start on the left end. Now the ribbon will start to fray. That is okay. That's actually the look I'm going for. So don't worry if it starts to do that. Now 9 inches is plenty. You don't need a full 9 inches. I do that so I know I can hold on to it a little better. And like some of these are kind of pulling away. If you want to bring it down, you can cut some of those off. The little ones I am fine with there. And I'm okay with these tails looking frayed too. I think that kind of looks neat. So I will trim these up once I put on the card. But I went ahead and I thought I'd tie it in the bow so that way it's all set. Grab that label. Almost forgot about this. Grab your Cherry Cobbler ink pad. I'm going to open that up and then get that Grateful for You stamp. We're going to ink that up. And then you're going to stamp this right in the middle. I tried to stamp it before I die cut it, and I couldn't get the die to work. It was sticking out and it wouldn't go through the machine. So that's why I went ahead, made it easier just to die cut it out first and then stamp it. So now we are all done with the stamping, so you can make sure all your ink pads are closed up if they aren't already. I think I'm going to go ahead. Yep, I can go ahead and put this on this card base here. Just go ahead and turn this around. Oops. Okay. And I also could have used tear and tape. I just remembered. I could have definitely used tear and tape on this, on the ends of the ribbon, and that would have worked just fine. That's actually what I usually do. Because the tear and tape would have been covered up over here, so that's probably what I should have done. But that's okay. That's another way you can do it. So I've shown you 2 different ways you can do it. Okay, so I've got that on. I'm going to grab this. Now this is going to be popped up with dimensionals, but I'm going to have the label up a little bit here. So I'm only going to go probably a little to the left, to the right, of this little, see how it's got this little center, not even a half circle, just a little curve right there on the bottom and the top. Keep my finger here. This is the side that I do not want any dimensional, so I'm just going to cover that up. So I'm going, when it's turned over, it's to the left of those little humps there, okay? I'm going to grab my dimensionals. I'm going to go right to the outside of the hump, real close to the hump, actually. So now I know that's as far as I want to go. And then I can go ahead, now that I've got that done, go ahead and put some over here. So that should be good. I can put one there too, but I think it's going to be just fine. I'm going to go ahead and take the paper backings off. And I'm going to lightly put this down. I want a little bit of that cherry cobbler to show. I want it in the middle of the ribbon. So the ribbon is kind of right there in the middle of that curve there. Tap it down a little bit. I do not see any dimensionals, so I know I'm good. So now I can push it down all the way. I'm going to grab my wood. And I'm going to mainly put adhesive here where it's going to be the bottom. And that should hold it down pretty good. And that's just going to go underneath here. If that dimensional is in the way, which mine is, I'd forgotten about that, just lift it up a little bit. And it can go right against it like so. Okay? That looks fine. Now I'm going to grab my wheat. This one I can put all over the back. And yes, that messed up that side too, so that's why they're stamping on this one. That's why we have 2 sides of cardstock. Now I can lift this up since I only put adhesive on the bottom. Now that is a little too tall for me. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my scissors. I think this is a little easier to do. Right here. I know I don't need this bottom part, so I'm just going to take that off. And I bet this will work now because I'm just having the tip tops of my wheat to show. They are perfect. So now I can push those down. That is ready to go. Now I'm going to grab these 2 leaves. I've got a big one. So in your kit, you're going to see a big one, 2 big ones and 2 small ones. So get 1 of each. I'm going to grab my silicone mat. I'm going to put some adhesive right down here at the bottom of this leaf, just the bottom part, because I don't want to see any of that. You can see how you can kind of see the adhesive on the other side. This is going to be hiding underneath. So I'm going to take the large one and put it underneath that wood slice a little bit. Maybe angle it a little more. That looks good. Now I'm going to do the same with this one. I'm just going to put it here at the bottom. This one's the small one. And this one will go under this one like so. Make sure all that adhesive goes underneath that wood slice. There we go. Now I'm going to take the leaf, the last leaf here. I'm not going to go right to the end. It's going to be going on like so. Okay, so this very tip top, I'm probably not going to put any of the adhesive. I'm just going to do it down here near the bottom and on the end where the stem is at. So I'm probably putting a little bit more here on the bottom than I normally would because I want to make sure that stays on. Angle it a little bit. There we go. And last but not least, we need that bow. So grab that bow we made a minute ago. Grab some glue dots. Here, I'm going to take all that paper off. I don't need all that. put my bow right here. Now your bow your knot might be a little bit thinner, so just kind of then the glue dot, that is, squeeze the glue dot a little bit while it's not still on the paper, and then you won't see it anymore. And this is just going to go right here in the top left corner of the label. And like I said, I like the fraying part. I think it makes it go with the fall theme. Now I'm going to go ahead and trim these a little bit. Try to make them about the same length. Now this one, like I said, it's kind of frayed a little more. This one didn't fray as much. I can just take my fingers and kind of fray it too so they look the same. There we go. Now the only other thing we need to put on here is the bling. So grab your faux glass dots. And I'm going to use the wild wheat ones right here. I'm going to use 1 large and 2 small. So I'm going to start with the large one. I'll just grab a large one. And I'm going to put it up here in the top right corner. Getting stuck on my putty on my take your pick tool because that's a little bit too big. I'm going to tap that down. That'll work better. Then I'm going to grab a little one of the wild wheat. I'm going to put it up here and grab another little one and put it down here on the DSP. And that is card number 1. So I hope you enjoyed the first card. Those of you that are my club members, look in the PDF and you'll find the link to the exclusive video, which will have the last 3 cards. And that's how you can finish the last 3 cards. And don't forget to get your PDF to get all your supplies together. For card number 2 will be the next one. For those of you that are not members of my card club but would like to be, just click on that monthly online card club below in the video description. You can get all the information there, read up about everything because I know I didn't cover everything. And if you decide you want to sign up, do so. You have until September 15th of 2024 to get in on the September club. So make sure you subscribe soon, September 15th by the end of the day, Eastern time. And by the way, just in case you didn't know, I live in the United States. So only people who live in the United States can subscribe because per Stampin' Up! Rules. So that is it. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you do live in the United States and do not have a demonstrator of your own, I would love to be yours. And I'd love to send your first set of catalogs out to you. Now, if you join my club, you'll also get catalogs free too. And if you sign up and you don't have any catalogs, click my contact me link below in the video description and let me know that you've joined club, but you would like to get your catalogs, and I'll send them out to you. That way I know you need them. Some people already have some, so I don't want to have to double up on catalogs for you. But here's the annual catalog that's going on now, and this is the one that just started. The September to December catalog, mini catalog, and this is where the Autumn Expressions bundle is from. Actually, the whole sweet, splendid autumn that I used. So if you have any questions, so just click that contact me link below in the video description to give me your mailing address and I'll get them mailed out to you. Okay, that is it. That's the first card. So club members, I'll see you in the next video and club video, and everybody else, I'll see you in any of my lives and other videos that I do here on my Create with Christy YouTube channel. See you later. Bye.